introduce you to this school, Sekolah Bahasa. So as a start, I'm an English teacher. I've been doing this for 4 years, and I'm a native English speaker. I've held a lot of classes to a lot of people across the world, and in the last couple of weeks, I've been holding a lot of classes to Indonesian students. So I've figured out something that might be complicated for Indonesians to understand regarding English. So I made my own techniques to explain these nuances. And yeah, besides that, my classes are usually based around speaking. Okay, so we'll mostly do speaking exercises. However, sometimes we might do some writing. We also might do some listening because I believe it's all connected somehow. Okay, most of the classes are here to prepare you for the IELTS. In the IELTS, you have 4 sections: reading, listening, speaking, and writing. So we'll go over all of those, but the most important one we'll do is speaking. The speaking in IELTS is consisted of 3 parts. So the first part would be I ask you a question, you give me an answer. It's a simple question. For example, what do you like to do on the weekends? And then you would answer, okay, I really enjoy going out, and then build on the answer for a couple of sentences. The second part is a bit more complicated. Yeah, you get a card basically, and this card tells you the question and it gives you some information how to answer it, a couple of small like guidelines. And the third part would be the same as part one, except it would be linked to part two, so it's something regarding what we talked about, and it might be a bit more complicated. Yeah, I guess that's it for speaking. And Andy, do you want to add something?
Of course.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, welcome everyone. Fanny, Julie, Imelda, Nana, Pedro, Rama, Rizal, Shelly, Tineke, and Sodik. Oh, only 12, yeah. 12 including the speakers, Mr. Alex and me. Okay, so before we start, okay, we have one more participant, 2 more, Rama and Kayla. Okay, 40 now. Okay, before we start the IELTS class with Mr. Aleksa today, I'm gonna introduce you the school, yeah, the institutions, like who we are. So wait, give me 1 minute. I'll share my screen, everyone. Yep. So we are Sekolah Bahasa Online. We provide or we offer classes like IELTS, TOEFL, and speaking as well. It's like both groups and private as well. Could be one-on-one, one teacher and one student. We also have class with native speakers with Mr. Aleksa, of course, here. You can see Mr. Aleksa. He's still young, eh? How old are
But
you, Mr. Aleksa?
experienced.
But experienced and professional. Okay, so we have normally like one batch every month. So this month is over, yeah, but we'll have like another batch, like batch 5, I guess, like in a week. And then we have private class as well if you want to have more intensive class like writing or maybe speaking, fully like 1 hour practice without having other students. Or yeah, if you want to have like private class, more intensive class, you can take private class with experienced tutors as well. Here in Sekolah Bahasa, they have IELTS certificate at least 7.5. Or if you want to take TOEFL, of course, we have teachers as well for TOEFL class. And yeah, you can check also our Instagram here if you want to learn like the example of the like answers for IELTS speaking test, especially part 1. We have Mr. Aleksa here giving example for part 1. I divided into some topics like, for example, math, age, sleep, and so on. You can just click and you'll see the best answer from the native speaker directly. Is it the best? Maybe the best.
Hmm.
And what else I can say? Yeah, it's pretty much everything. And every Saturday we have free class with Mr. Alex. We're gonna talk about IELTS mostly, like part 1, part 2, part 3. We did 3 times already, I guess, yeah, Mr. Alex.
Yeah, free batches. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Like 4 days free class on Saturday. It's like the fourth
Oh yeah,
one.
that's yeah, that also free.
And then on Sunday, we also have free class, especially for TOEFL. If you want to learn grammar in TOEFL, we have free class as well for 1 hour. So every Sunday and every Saturday, we have IELTS with native speaker. It's free, totally free. Okay, Mr. Alex, um, do you want to say something about
Yeah,
IELTS? Now you
sure,
can
sure.
start. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So the idea with IELTS and TOEFL is for them to actually find out how well you speak English. So even though we're preparing something specific for them, you're also preparing your English in general. Yeah. So even if you just improve your English with us by talking or doing some grammar, you'll get a better score in IELTS or TOEFL. Both are very similar. The difference would be that IELTS is more oriented towards British English and it's more personal. Basically, when you talk, when you do the speaking task, you're speaking with a person. In the TOEFL, you're speaking with a computer. You're basically talking to a camera. So it depends on what you prefer. Me personally, I like the IELTS, but it's completely up to you. Also, the British English and American English. The thing is, it will be RP English, which means it's the receipt pronunciation, the most correct standard English possible. You will understand it. However, sometimes you might encounter a word you don't know, or sometimes there might be some spelling that's different. For example, if I can write something down, gonna give an example. Yeah, this color, maybe something like this. If you can all look in the chat, there is a difference between British and American English. Although it's not that big of a problem if you only stick to one type of spelling. So if you want to spell American English, only say American English. What else can I add? Well, basically, depending on what you
Hello.
choose. Hi, hello, Peter.
Hello.
Hi. So it's completely up to you what you want, TOEFL or IELTS. Sorry, it's IELTS or TOEFL, your choice. However, me personally, I prefer the IELTS, and my classes are based around it. Okay.
Right. So, okay, we did IELTS speaking part 1, part 2 already, but today maybe we're gonna have like practice time for IELTS speaking part 2, because last week we did the materials for IELTS speaking part 2, but we didn't have time to practice actually last week. So today maybe we're gonna focus more on practice. We're gonna correct your like grammar, fluency, maybe word choice, like vocabularies, and also we will give you some tips, especially from Mr. Aleksa. Or maybe you want to like have brush up a little bit about IELTS speaking part 2, Mr. Alex, to recall them about the tips or materials. I
Of
can share
course.
my materials. Wait, give me 1
For
minute.
sure. Sure.
Right. So here.
So we accept the agreement.
What's wrong with my Microsoft? I think you can just tell them in general, just by oral, like explain to them what should we do in IELTS speaking
Sure.
part 2.
So, part two, basically, it's a conversation, but it's a conversation where you get 1 minute to prepare. They give you like a card, a small card, and on the card, you get a question. For example, what do you think about museums? And then under the question, you get 3 or 4 like tips. Okay, so tell where the museum is, how does it look like, how did you find out about it, stuff like that. So, and then you read that, you read the question, and then you have to think about, or maybe write something down, how to talk for 2 minutes. The most difficult thing here is actually to talk for 2 minutes without stopping and without having like So how do we accomplish that? Basically, you make a plan. So you have an idea in your head. You say, always start the question with, oh, that's a good question. Oh, this is pretty interesting. Something like that. Also, you can always end the question with, oh, and all in all, this is why I enjoy it, blah, blah, blah. So basically, you can have the same beginning and ending all the time. Now, what's in the middle is a bit more difficult. My tip for that would be to always read the small tips and go by them. So if they ask you where it is, you talk about where it is. You don't jump to something else. And when you can't say anything else, then you go to the second question, which would be, for example, how did you find out? Then you talk about that. Then when you can't do that, jump to the third one and the fourth one. And once you reach the end, hopefully you hit the 2 minutes. But in order to hit the 2 minutes, you must not be stressed out. As soon as you're stressed out, you will encounter some problems. It's not really a tip to say, okay, just be calm and collected. That's not so easy. But what you need to do is practice, practice, practice. And that's what we do in these classes. We always practice speaking, listening. And only once you talk all the time, then it will become natural to you. It will be much, much easier to do. Part two. So it is like a plan, or like it's like something you can learn, yeah, but still you need to work on your speaking skills to make it perfect. Okay.
Okay, so all right, maybe they need to know like what's going on in IELTS speaking part two. First of all, they will have 1 minute. They have 1 minute to prepare everything. They will be given cue card and also like piece of paper and then pencil. And in 1 minute, they have strategy. Like it's very short, of course, 1 minute. But what should we do to
Well,
maximize the time as
right.
test taker?
Yeah, you should write down small, small tips. Basically, like imagine like you're writing notes for yourself. So say, talk about this, talk about this, talk about this. Just like small, very small things that you can read and then immediately like bam, remember what you want to talk about if you stop. So they already give you some tips below, but you can also write some extra tips for yourself so you can stay on track. Also, you can create a mind map. Basically, you can create something in your head or write it down that you follow, like a path. Yeah? So, okay, I talk about this, then I talk about this, then I talk about this. Once you have a plan and know how to do it, it will become much, much easier, and you won't make as many mistakes. Use that 1 minute, it's pretty useful.
Okay, and then after they stop you, like, okay, time's up, and then now you can start talking. Okay, in 2 minutes, maybe people are like, nervous, feeling nervous, or they don't know what to say. But of course, to tackle those kind of problems, we have to have strategy. Like, first of all, should we have like good opener?
Of course, as I said in the beginning, the opener and the ending will always be the same. I mean, it doesn't need to be the same, but since you only do this once, you can, use something you remembered because whatever you want. For example, a good opening would be, oh, this is a really interesting question. I would like to talk about the time. And yeah, I've just spent 5 seconds saying something that I remembered. Yeah. So this is a really good question. I would like to talk about, and then go on. The ending could be, all in all, this for all these reasons I enjoy blah 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 blah. Basically, like you can remember the opening and the ending and use it all the time. So it's important because it keeps you on track. It puts you in the mindset where you're thinking like an English person and you speak better. Yeah.
Okay, and then, for example, we finished our speech and we still have like 30 seconds or 15 seconds. What should we do? Should we just silent, or
Oh, don't
maybe
panic. Well, the best thing you can do
should
is
we?
actually try to. You should look what maybe. You said maybe, yeah?
Okay,
Okay, so
so
maybe like you should this is why we create these mind maps, so that doesn't happen, so that you can always have something to talk about. But if you hit the ending and you really can't think of anything else, then it would be stick to the ending. Try to remember like those tips or what you remembered, by heart to talk about. And even if you say that and you still don't know what to say, I think it would be best if you don't try to freestyle, because then you can say something incorrect. And it would even would be better if you then don't say anything than just, then say things that are wrong if it's 30 seconds. But if it's a minute or something, then you need to think of something else because it's too long.
Okay, I think it's pretty much for everything about IELTS speaking part 2. Now, I guess it's gonna be better if we start practicing. Like, I'm gonna share the questions, like the cue card for IELTS speaking part 2. And then everyone, you have 1 minute to prepare your answer. Here is the cue card. Can you see that? This one. Talk about something you did that might have had a negative result, but ended up positive. Ended up positive, you should say. Who's chatting? There's chat here. Let me check. Sinyalku susah. Okay, I'll continue. You should say what the thing is, when and where it happened, what you did, and then how you felt about it. Okay, ready? So, I'll give you 1 minute, everyone. Prepare your answer. Like, use the tips that Mr. Alex said before. You can write the mind map or maybe the keywords of each question, but it's the short time. I like short sentence, yeah? Don't write everything. I'll set up the timer. I'll give you 1 minute. And then 1 minute start from now. Yeah. I taruh di chat ya. Bisa dicek di chat. Okay, thumbs up.
Okay, so any volunteers? Anyone? No one? Okay, let's go with NL Ramadania. Did I say it correctly? Yeah? Is it correct, Andy?
NL, Ramadania.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's correct. I don't know NL stand for what.
Can you hear us? Oh, you're muted. We can't hear you.
Hello, Ramadania. You can unmute your microphone, please. I cannot hear you.
Awesome.
Okay, ready, Rama? Still, we cannot hear you. Can you hear her, Alex?
She
Or
doesn't want
just
to talk.
me?
She doesn't want to talk with us.
I know, it's like pretending to be silent.
No, she's probably
Pretending.
staring at us like, oh, who are these guys?
Okay, maybe we can go to like the other students. Maybe Julius, yeah, Julius.
Yeah, Julie's. He looks
Julius.
professional with a mask. Hello, hello.
He's scared of virus. Maybe Alex. Did
It
you
could be.
get virus or me?
No.
I don't know. Who?
It doesn't go through the camera. It's okay. It's okay.
Who knows? Yeah. Now
I doubt it.
virus is so advanced. Maybe they can go through computer.
Internet, yeah, could be,
Internet.
could be.
Could be.
Oh, yeah. So Julius Hilarion, hello. Can you
Ready?
hear us?
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
sir.
2 minutes. Start from now.
Oh,
Dian. You can start.
this thing. Hello, do you
Hello,
hear us,
Julius.
Hilarion? Julius, do you hear us?
Julius, it's your turn. Why you unmute? Why you mute your microphone? You
Julius?
can unmute
Sir,
now.
I didn't hear because I have something to do before.
Oh, I
So
see.
I left this meeting for a while.
All
Oh.
right. I'll copy the questions. You can prepare the answer later. Or maybe you're gonna be the second participant to deliver your answer. But here is the questions. Look at the chat room.
Okay. Let's then go with
Go
Shelly.
to Shelly. Who is it?
Australia?
Where is Shelly?
Okay,
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry I cannot open my camera because I'm still out.
Okay, are you ready, Shelly? 2 minutes.
Okay, I guess we will
Mr.
try.
Alex, you can take a note or to notice
Of
some
course.
mistakes.
So
Or Mr. Rama too, you can participate to be the examiner. Okay,
sure.
2 minutes.
Okay.
Start from now. Go.
Okay, so I need to say about what might have had a negative result but ended up with positive things. Actually, yeah, I ever be the tour guide for foreigners, which is for the first time I might feel nervous with talking with strangers, and maybe I have some shock culture with them. But time by time, I do a lot of practice with them. I try to hang out with them, going to waterfall or beach together. When I maybe this January to 2020, and time by time I had a lot of conversation with them, and yeah, I can do. I can increase my knowledge better to speak in English with them, and I felt so really great about it. And yeah, it felt so nice can have a friendship with them. Yeah, we do a lot of.
Still have 1 minute.
Oh, really? We still
Yeah.
have them? Okay, so yeah, at the we were going to beach and waterfall, and we do a lot of things. We're talking about our culture, about anything. I'm sorry. Yeah, about it. And yeah,
Right.
okay.
So this
Is that it?
it's okay.
30
It's okay.
seconds. Yeah, keep talking if you want to.
Oh, no, maybe it's. I think it's really good.
Okay. Thank
nice
you.
mask.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Time
so
for
this it was okay, but you weren't sticking to the plan. You just went freestyle. Yeah, like bam, 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 bam. And of course you'll get confused because
Yes.
you then said what the thing is, then you said how you felt, then you said when it happened, then what you did. Like you didn't have a plan in your head. You didn't really prepare for this. I mean, of course you're in a car, you can't write something down, but still.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm sorry.
Still. But this is a really good example of what happens
yeah.
when you don't have a plan. You need to be really, really, really good. Even I struggle with this to actually, make something up in your mind and just do it completely in 2 minutes. So
Yeah.
for all of you, I would recommend just, make a plan and stick to it. You need to stick to it.
Yeah.
Because this is what happens. Yeah, you're just kind of like, and then you throw in stuff you don't want to say, you make some grammatical mistakes, and then it turns out worse than it's supposed to be. Okay?
Yeah,
So
I know that.
also one tip. So I heard a mistake I need to say. When you say like I need to say, it's kind of a bit too heavy. Yeah. Like, oh, I need to say this. Sounds a bit, too much. You can just say, I would like to talk about this. Yeah, or I would like to say this. Much better. So X, better to say, I would like to say.
Maybe I'll ask her a few questions first. So did you take the real test before, Shelly? Have you taken the real test of IELTS?
No, I've never joined IELTS Class first. I ever joined like kind of it Cambridge Class for speaking. Yeah. but I never joined IELTS class before.
Oh, but like you maybe took the IELTS preparation class, but not the real
Yeah.
test. I see.
Yeah.
Okay, continue, Alex.
Okay, so for everyone that joined, hello, Nurul Octavia. We were doing IELTS Part 2. So for everyone that joined right now, here, look at this. Look at the question, look at the side questions, and prepare something to talk about for 2 minutes. Okay, but let's continue on. So, is there anyone else who would like to talk about? Who would like to do?
Maybe talking about the feedback. You have something else to add?
Oh, feedback. For Shelly. Well, yeah, I guess there were a couple of mistakes, but basically the most important thing is to stick to the plan. And yeah, maybe the opening was a bit harsh. I told you that. And yeah, I guess everything else is okay.
How
Everything
about
else
like
is
the grammar? Sometimes he mixed up the present and past tense.
yes, yes, and sometimes you used can instead of could. That is very true. But I think it's more important to just because that could have happened because she was so stressed out. Yeah, she was just like, "Oh, I need to talk for 2 minutes." So maybe when you make a plan next time and then talk about it, then we can go over the grammatical mistakes. Because currently you should really focus on just making a mind map and sticking to it. That's like the primary thing. Then we go over the small grammar mistakes. Can, could, present, and past mixed up. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next.
Let's go with Rizal. Hello.
Okay, I want to try. Okay, this is about about something you did. You did it. I am had a big result, but not positive. Yeah, I am sorry because I'm still a beginner, so I want to try. Okay, this
Okay, you
situation
can
in
start from now.
meeting, but
Yeah.
this global. So okay, okay, thank you for this opportunity. Okay. Today I'm going to tell you about my situation, difficult situation in a meeting. This meeting with global. I mean here meeting with not only Indonesian, but for example, Mexico, American, because I work in multinational company. So my situation, uh, my boss sudden, this spontaneous, impromptu. My boss called me in meeting. This meeting multinational. So uh, my boss asked me about Rizal, what do you think about this problem? What the solution this problem? But I don't prepare before, so this sudden, so I'm very confused and I I, I had this difficult situation and I try to I try to explain but a little and the finally my boss cover about this situation. So the finally this good. But based on this situation, I want to learn more about English, especially in presentation, how to explain, how to, for example, describing a picture, how to my opinion about problem, and then how to explain how to explain properly if any problem, how to solution this problem, and then before meeting, so we need prepare, for example, more data about it, about problem and etc. So I think uh, about this situation, I must prepare more about data
Thumbs up. Thank
and so on.
you, Rizal.
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty.
Okay.
So once you hit 2 minutes, the examiner will stop you. Perfect. Really good. Really good. You really did this pretty nicely. Okay. Maybe just as a tip, maybe like you can try to. Well, I guess like grammatically it was okay. I understand you. There were maybe some small mistakes, but it's okay. Andy, did you notice anything a bit more severe?
Yeah, maybe like he repeated like the same vocabularies with the same meaning, like
Repeated, okay.
sudden,
Yes,
impromptu, spontaneously. They are maybe the same meanings, but it's like
yes.
you say the
Okay.
same thing 3 times.
Yeah, that
I
might be a bit,
like, enjoy, love. So, yeah, stuff like that. Just
yeah,
choose one.
basically, yeah, just that. But like anything besides that, not really. Maybe like the flow, like maybe it would be a bit quicker. Maybe if you talked a bit quicker, then it will be okay. Or maybe it might be due to the connection, because your connection is kind of something that stops. It could be because of that. But like, yeah, basically the most important thing here is the vocabulary. Your speaking is pretty okay. We just need to work on maybe increasing your vocabulary. So like you don't always say I like, but sometimes you say, oh, I like, I enjoy, I or something like that. I love, basically like working on it.
Yeah.
What
I mean,
else?
like if it's in, like in the different sentences, it's fine. But if like in the one sentence you use those three vocabularies together in one sentence, maybe, yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
it's like
that good
saying
idea.
it's like, yeah, basically giving too much information. Like saying you already said something and then you said something else. Like I went outside and I stepped out of the door and I had a walk. You know, basically when you say I went outside, that's good. We already know you're outside. But
Yeah.
just adding on, I went for a walk, blah blah blah, all in the same sentence, it's a bit confusing. But just saying one thing in one sentence, then maybe sometime later you say that same thing but with a different words. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, but
Okay, who's next?
anyone? Any volunteers? Uh,
Mm,
what about Pedro? Is he still in the call?
Pedro. Who's
No.
Pedro?
Oh, he's not in the call. He was here.
Yeah, he was here, but I don't know. Maybe the
What
internet.
about yeah, could be. Could be.
People need to buy like maybe Telkomsel. Yeah, Telkomsel is like the best provider internet,
This
but
message was sponsored by Telecoms.
Telkomsel.
Any volunteers? No?
Maybe Ihsan.
Yeah.
If your internet is not good, you can turn
Okay.
off the video. But if it's good, it's okay. Okay, Ihsan, 2 minutes. Ready? Start from now. Go.
Okay, I would like to talk about my test. That test is United Nations member selection that was happened 3 days ago. Yeah, in Jakarta. So in the early, I was felt very nervous. So, but yeah, the show must go on. And then I I we have to presentation. We have to present our presentation about a liaison officer. The liaison officer that formation that I apply for. So in the early, I convey my presentation in front of the judge, and and I give uh, and then the judge give me a little bit question about the United Nations, and then thank goodness I could answer all of the question, and then in the final I really I really um, I really what else they gave me many questions about United Nations, and then what should you do if you are determined to be the liaison officer in that international.
All right, thumbs up. Thank you, Mr. Ihsan. Now, Alex.
Okay, so maybe like it was a bit too slow. Like you were basically like thinking while you were speaking what you should talk about. Maybe you didn't prepare too well for this. Could be. I don't know. But it was a bit too slow. Yeah. Also, I really enjoyed that you said the show must go on. Pretty good. But like besides that, there was a grammatical mistake that's really important that I see that happens pretty often from Indonesian speakers. You said was happens. This doesn't exist in English. You have two ways. You can either say it has.
It happened.
Yeah, it happened.
Yes.
Or was happening. Happening. And I think I wrote this happening. Yeah. Okay. So basically, like, the first one is present perfect. That's something we talk about when we're connecting the past to the present. So maybe something that happened in the past, but it has an effect today. So the second one is past simple. I think it would be the best for your situation because it's a simple thing that happened in the past. So it happened 2 weeks ago. And the third one is past continuous, basically something that's happening, going on, but in the past. I was running in the marathon. Sounds good. Besides that, this like the only grammatical mistake I noticed. Just like the flow was a bit slow, you know? Maybe like making a better plan, yeah? Maybe because you're like always like then you stop, then you think again. So yeah, just working on making the mind map, like writing better tips. I think that's good. Everything else is okay. Also,
Okay.
one question: is this your picture? This, yeah, on the Zoom?
His cops, yeah.
Yeah.
He will arrest you, Alex,
Oh
after
man.
this.
Oh no.
Be
It
careful.
looks like a pilot. It's a really nice uniform. Cool. Cool. Okay.
Okay, Insan, thank you so much.
Okay.
Okay, maybe we have like 2 more participants, and after that we will have like Q&A, yeah? Like
Okay.
asking Alex about the tips and tricks. Just 2 more participants, please. The volunteer. Okay, Imelda. Wow.
Me.
Hi.
Yeah. Well, uh,
2 minutes. Start from now.
the thing
Yeah.
is about. I can start.
Yeah.
2 minutes.
The thing
Start
is
from now.
about my job 2 years ago. Okay. The thing is 2 years ago. So I was working in Labuan Bajo, and I was the situation is like I was need to choose whether I want to mutate or move to work on boat. I mean like live on board, okay, and work in a hotel. So here I felt before like it will be bring bad impact for me, especially for I myself, like I am a girl, okay. So but after I decided to choose to work on both, I felt like okay, it is good for me because every day or every trip I can build a new relations with another people who comes from many different countries. So I think like it is bring a positive impact for me. I think that's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. But you still have around 50 seconds.
Yeah. You need to build it up. You need to speak more.
Maybe later Alex will give you tips how to cover the 50 seconds.
Yeah.
The
Maybe
remaining
you
50
should
seconds.
stick like all of what you said. You could have added one more sentence on top of it, and then you would, because you could what you said right now, just adding one more sentence on top of each part. So when you said I work on a boat, the boat in question is blah blah blah. I've been doing this for blah blah blah. Next one.
All
So you
right.
added 2 sentences. That's like 10 seconds.
Thank you.
Okay. Also, here are the mistakes. So the thing is about. Also, this is a very strange opening. The same as in the beginning when someone said, what did I write in the beginning? It was, I need to say. Yeah. So I need to say, and the thing is about are a bit, they're really strange, especially to someone who's a native speaker. So just stick to like I would like to talk about as the most correct way to say it, and it sounds much better. So I would like to talk about the time I worked on a boat, or while I'm working on a boat, something like that. Okay, then you said, if I'm not mistaken, mutate. Yeah. I had to mutate or move. Was it that?
Move, yeah, kind of mutate.
Yeah, if it's mutate, then mutate is like, the
You
Hulk.
change.
Like he mutates into this big monster. I mean, mutate is not really the good word here. Maybe better to say change. Yeah. mutate is like really, you know, something. Imagine Chernobyl.
Biologically.
Yeah. Yeah, imagine like something radioactive, you know, not really a good choice here. Was choose, so the same mistake as Iksan made. Basically, you can't say was choose. You can either say choose, chose, that's the past form, yeah? Was choose is not correct. Was choosing is correct, but I don't know if you can use it in your example. Also, you said I myself. It's a bit too much, you know, like you might have heard it in a song, I myself and I mean, but it's, you know, it's something poetic. It's not really for speaking, because you're basically saying myself, I myself. Imagine you can replace both of them with the same thing. So you basically said I or myself myself. So because I means myself, yeah. So basically it's saying too much information. It just doesn't sound too good. Also, like it's like when you're trying to over impress someone and then in the end it just turns out very poorly. So imagine like you like this partner and then you try to impress him, her, whatever you want, and then bam, what happens is you say too much and you ruin the whole thing. Does the same thing with IELTS. So don't do it. And people that comes. People is an uncountable noun that is in plural. So the people of Indonesia, and a lot of people, over 50 million. No, it's 150. I don't remember, but basically,
Oh, maybe 300 million.
300 million.
300
Yeah,
million.
300 million. Close. Basically, people is plural, many people. So then you say people that come, not people that comes. Comes is third person singular. He comes, she comes, it comes. Yeah. Okay. And yeah, I think that's it. Anything else you would like to add, Andy?
All good.
Okay. Okay.
Thanks, Alex. Okay, maybe we have one more participant.
Hello.
Okay, Pedro. Now 2 minutes. Start from now.
Please, I introduce myself. My name is Pedro,
No,
and I am from
It's
yeah, but we're gonna do the IELTS now.
IELTS. 2 minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
Ready? Yeah.
Did you do the IELTS?
Yeah.
Okay. 2 minutes. Start
Okay.
from now.
My name is Pedro, and I am from East NTT. And 2 months ago, I used the app. The app name is Ome TV, and I use Ome TV to practice my English. Now, I wanted to ask how to practice English if we don't have friend to practice English.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I think he got confused. What are
Yeah.
okay? What we are doing now?
We're doing IELTS. We're not doing presenting it, but
So
to
Pedro,
answer your question,
kita lagi latihan IELTS. Tadi ada questions ya, aku taruh di screen dan juga chat room. And then setiap orang ada 2 menit untuk deliver the answers. Dan ini giliran kamu. It's not Q&A ya. Later we will have Q&A. But okay, maybe since he already said the questions, Alex, you can answer the question. Yeah, thank you.
Sorry.
so if you don't have someone to talk to English, well, that's why you're here, yeah. Get the teacher, yeah, to teach you English. So there's my class. There are also plenty of other classes, different teachers. However, if you really want to learn how to speak like a native, with a native speaker, with this accent, whatever you like, I can also imitate some accents, but I'm primarily in English, in American English. So, like, if you want to improve English in general with someone who's a native speaker, then I suggest you book a class with me. Okay.
So
any
having
other
class is very important. Having teachers, especially native speaker teacher, which is Mr. Aleksa. Okay, maybe we still have around, let's say, 15 minutes, and then of course we will have one more participant, like to answer the speaking part 2. Who's gonna be the next?
Anyone?
Just one. one
What about Nana?
last chance. Nana. Okay, Nana. Mr. Alex asks you, Nana, please.
Will she respond? No.
No, he's scared of you.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Oh
Mr.
yes.
Oh yeah.
Hello. Okay.
2 minutes,
Hello.
Nana. 2 minutes. Yeah, you can
I'm
start
not
from
put the.
now.
Okay, start now.
Yeah, now.
Okay. What happened? Talk about something you didn't mean. The thing is, I decide to work in my countryside, and I know that salary is not good as the capital city of Jakarta. Literally, I work in Semarang, and I think it's the bad choice, but I must do it. And then because I think I cannot chase my dream to pursue my higher education, because in Semarang is like some jarang tuh apa ya? In Semarang, I cannot find my friend with one frequency to pursue my higher degree in education, like to follow IELTS and like IELTS and anything else. But this pandemic can help me to find other online study about IELTS. So it would it was bad choice I decide, but the ended in countryside, and now I can learn IELTS with online. That's that's enough for me from me.
Okay.
Okay.
So pretty good.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nana, thank you so much. Okay.
And
Do
at
you
some
get
point,
it? What I'm saying? Yes. Okay.
yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty
What?
good. Yeah.
You have
Maybe
like accent, yeah, like medok.
no,
You know medok, Alex? Medok is like from Java.
really.
Yes, I'm from Central Java.
No, I noticed you said
Very good.
Jakarta, so again, Jakarta is like the capital city, and it's in Java. I know
Maybe
that.
she's working in Jakarta, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it was okay. You had a mistake with articles. So you said it was you said like basically you use the, but you shouldn't use the. Here, I'll give you an example what you did wrong. So I have an apple. I eat the apple. So we use the when we're talking about something specific, or if we're referring to something we used before. So I say, I have an apple. It can be any apple in the world, okay? But in the next sentence, I say I eat the apple. So I'm eating the apple I mentioned before, okay? What you did is you used the before mentioning something else. So you basically said, oh, I went to the job, but you didn't mention the job before. I went to a job, I went for a job, the job was really good. Basically, that's your mistake, and you repeated this many times in the talk. Also, there were some minor grammatical mistakes. Maybe sometimes you use the present tense, but you wanted to talk about the past.
Okay.
So pay attention to that. It could be because you're stressed out because you need to hit the 2 minutes. So that's why. But otherwise, also you can slow down a bit. You said a lot, but you were speaking really fast. I would like to talk about brrr, so maybe just slow down a bit. Not too much, but still find the balance.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a
What
little
else?
bit
Anything
nervous.
else? Yeah, of course. It's a bit scary.
Nervous. Okay.
Why are you
Thank.
nervous?
Because it was my first time speaking English, maybe.
Oh,
Okay. Thanks for your correction.
Okay. And did
if
you
you
have something else to add, or
no, it's okay. Medok. I like medok.
not?
Okay. Now we have 10 minutes. Still have 10 minutes before we close this class, and before we end this class, we have Q&A. And one maybe related IELTS speaking or English in general, like tips and tricks in general, please, Mr. Alex can help you to give you tips or tricks or strategy, maybe in daily exercise or daily practice. Anything, yeah? Or even writing, listening, reading, or how to get what? Like acquainted with native speaker.
Fancy word, yeah. How to get to know, yeah.
Good to know.
Okay.
Okay.
Anything you want. It could also be a topic. Maybe you're looking for my opinion on something.
Yeah,
Basically.
anyone about
Anything.
Serbia or America or anything.
Or Indonesia, Asia, anything you want, you can ask me. Europe, anything you're curious about. Hmm?
No? Still
No?
have 8 minutes. Use this time wisely to practice your English. Ask the real questions to native speaker. Maybe
For
Ninda.
example,
Yeah?
imagine you met me in a bar and you want to ask me something.
Hello.
Oh, yeah. They don't go to bar.
Okay, imagine you met me at a restaurant. I don't
Yeah,
know.
a restaurant or coffee shop. Yeah,
Yeah.
Ninda, please.
I'm a student in senior high school, and I'm so very beginner in study English, and I'm so confused because I think English is easy, but I haven't partners to speak in my daily activity. And then this is my first time I join record live English, and I don't know what I have to do.
Well, you need to talk.
Oh, yeah.
Talk.
You need to sign up English class with Mr. Alexa, I
Or,
guess.
of course, yeah. I mean, that's the best tip. But like, since you want to improve your English and you don't have with you, the best will be with a teacher, so that you can talk. Even one-on-one is the most important thing. Your accent, for example, is really good. I was like, "Are you from America?" Because he said, "I'm from senior high school." It sounds pretty American to me. But like, maybe what you're lacking is the confidence. Yeah. So just talking all the time, then it becomes natural to you. I suppose your English is pretty good just by hearing how you said this 15-second talk. But like,
Thank
if you
you.
want to improve it more, maybe the flow, the courage to talk, yeah, then I suppose the best way would be to book a class and actually talk with a speaker. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
uh, I just want to talk how can I improve my English? Because if I watch the video trick how to improve your skill speaking, you have to always watching movie English, so I can this is in American accent and this is British accent, like that.
Well, like when you say American accent, you have someone like Trump, you have someone like people from Alabama. Like when you say American accent, it can be like a lot of accents.
Yeah.
So it can be like China, it can be, like it can be like someone from Alabama, you're talking like this, or it can be like what you're aiming for, I suppose, is Pacific Northwest. So like how I'm talking, yeah, or people from Hollywood, something like that. So maybe then if you're aiming for that, look up Hollywood movies, watch movies, or I don't know, maybe go on YouTube and look up
Netflix. Check
Netflix is
Netflix.
perfect. Netflix is perfect, but
Do you
also
have
like
Netflix account, Alex?
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm stealing it from my sister. She has
Yeah.
but like I don't watch it often, but still I usually like to watch podcasts. That's also really good, listening to podcasts. And then, do you know what a podcast is?
Yes.
Okay, then listen to podcasts. That's pretty good. For example, I taught myself Italian because I watched podcasts in Italian, and then over time, like, I learned some words. Okay, anything else?
Thank you, Alexa.
No worries. Okay. Does anyone else have a question? It can really be about anything. So
Okay, one more.
Yeah.
Yeah, question.
I
Please.
guess no bar, but restaurant.
Hello, Alex.
Yeah, Rizal.
Just one question. So this selected one question. This about are there any recommendation? For example, YouTube channel and other is good for learning English. Uh, jadi bisa before Alex said podcast and any other, for example, YouTube channel. What was the channel good for improve my English, especially in pronunciation?
Okay, so you can look up the YouTube channel of this company, Sekolah Bahasa, the school. We also have a YouTube channel, but no, really, we have some pretty good clips there. But besides that, you can also like podcasts. Basically, podcasts. Podcasts are really
Yeah.
good because, like, for example, do you know who Joe Rogan is? No, he's a guy that did MMA, but he became a podcaster. Basically, he likes to talk about a lot of things. He has a conversation with Elon Musk, with Jordan Peterson. He has a conversation with he surely talked with someone you know and would like to listen to. These clips last for over 3 hours, and they use a lot of formal, informal speech, a lot of swear words, but still, it's pretty good because then you listen to how a real native speaker speaks. Yeah. Plus, there are two people. So you hear like a discussion, exchange of ideas. So you might even learn something new and interesting. Besides that, maybe you can look up something you do as work or something you studied and listen to something you're passionate about. So for example, if you're an engineer, then like look up how some new car functions or look up car shows in English. You might know it and then you might find out something new. I don't know, like what do you do for a living?
Yes, actually now I try to make like a video by myself every day, different topic, for example, and then try to explain about, for example, describing a picture, and then about my company, my background, my company, and all about myself and my job. I explain about my job and my daily activity start from morning until afternoon. I try.
Yeah, that's awesome. But like always, what's a really good tip is look up things you're passionate about. So for example, I ride motorcycles. I really like motorcycles. And when I was teaching myself Italian, I went and I listened to Italians talk about motorcycles. La motocicletta, bene, vroom, vroom, basically that's funny. It's very funny language, but still it's pretty interesting to listen to things you know about. Yeah. So if you're, in your case, if it's something regarding your company, whatever the company is about, then maybe look up something similar on YouTube. There are a lot of clips. I always recommend to people who are passionate about cars a YouTube channel called Engineering Explained. I'm gonna type it here. Engineering Explained. Sponsored by Engineering Explained, but no, it's not a sponsor. It's a pretty good channel. Like he talks about engines, about pistons, about anything you want. Okay, I guess that's it. Anything else?
Okay, time's up. Thank you
Oh,
so much, Alex.
no time.
Okay, everyone, if you want to learn like intensively with Mr. Alex, especially for speaking and IELTS speaking, you can take Mr. Alex class. It's gonna be on 28th of this month, yeah, September. Next Monday, not like in 10 days, I guess. Is it 10 days? Yeah, around 10 days, 28th of September. Okay, Mr. Alex, thank you so much for today, and everyone, see you next week or maybe tomorrow if you want to learn. Yeah, TOEFL. Yep. Rizal, do you want to, you want to do something? Oh no, you say bye. Okay. Okay. Have a good day, everyone. Bye. Ciao. Thank you.